And I'm just going to wait then until the 6-minute mark. And just go at the 6-minute mark.
I'm just going to go.
I'm just going to go. No warning. No warning. Balls.
Getting warning.
No, it's going to be the 7-minute mark.
We have to wait again?
Yeah, we have to wait again. I'm trying to line it up. Because my phone, the screen...
It's like waiting for Godot. He never shows.
Try to not screech.
We're not on the show.
Huh?
We're not on the show.
I know. I'm just saying in general. That redlined.
But we're not doing anything. What's the matter right now?
Who knows? This could be an intro, cold open.
That.
This could be an end. This is whatever.
No one outside of the theater universe knows who Waiting for Godot is.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
I don't even know what you said.
I said mouth words.
Okay. All right. Well, we're just gonna go ahead here in a second. All right.
Time to get your fix. It's a horrible gaming podcast. It's not good. It's not great. Horrible gaming podcast. It's not even what you would call fair. It's really not that good. Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right. Well, hello and welcome to our Horrible Gaming Podcast. So you may be wondering why you're hearing my dulcet tones and not Zach's flat and or sharp ones here in the microphone. He needed a day off, as we all do. Lord knows everyone can use a day off. So I'm actually going to be taking over the role of leading this clusterfuck clown train of a show. But I'm actually not going to be alone. I've actually roped somebody else in here with me. Go ahead.
It's me, Kayla.
It's me. I thought you were just going to leave it at it's me.
It's me.
Just it's me.
You should know.
And leave it to the imagination. It's a mystery. No one knows.
Mystery guest speaker.
Mystery guest speaker. That sounds like something that they would do on a college campus, but like everybody's wondering who it is, and it's just like some old graduate who
is like
Todd
the GA who still lives on campus. It's
Todd the GA who still lives on campus. He's like 40. He never left.
He doesn't have his master's either.
He graduated, but he actually rents a house or an apartment off campus, but still just hangs out to relive the glory days. So my wife will be joining me for this, and I'm going to get through this as best I can. Zach has this down to a science. I've never led this before.
We don't know what we're doing.
Well, like, we kind of know what we're doing. We have a general idea of what we're doing. You have no clue. You were sprung into this about, 5 hours ago? Something
right,
along those lines. But I guess before we get into the minutia, or whatever the hell the opposite of minutia would be in this case, there are a couple thanks and salutations we need to... Don't make that face! I'm trying! I'm trying hard!
Don't look at me then.
Don't be faces. You don't make faces, you be faces. You're getting a taste of what happens every single day here. In our home. So, got to get some shout outs here. Mark Bell, thank you very much. He does the original images, anything that's custom made for the channel, and everything else. Zach just kind of rips off the internet. And that's something that he's still going to do for this, because I don't want to. But we also have to thank Nick Van Sliders, Zach's fantastic brother, who makes all the original audio for the channel and this show and everything else. So we thank him very much for that.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right, so we are going to get into Fanteraction. We're not going to skip Fanteraction just because Zach's not here. A couple comments on the YouTubes. I did not look at Discord because I didn't think about that beforehand. So if anybody commented on Discord, I am
try
sorry.
to pull it up.
All right. Well, you look at that. Look at that. You're doing so much work. Puts
I'm
you on the
uncomfortably close to you.
Yeah, to let everybody know, to be able to do this, we actually have my microphone on its stand on my computer desk. You're just smacking the table.
I'm sorry.
And we're like leaning face to face with each other pretty close.
Yeah, I don't like being this close to
It's
you.
like, it's not a fun close.
No.
It's like an encroaching close.
And that says a lot for me because I don't have personal boundaries when it comes to you, so.
All right. So, continuing on with the clown job shit show. Asylum 66. Ubisoft. Who would have thought selling maps for a game, for in-game collectibles for real money, God words, I don't know how he does this, wasn't a good idea. Yeah, who would have thunk? Any sort of microtransactionery. What are you looking at?
The comment, because I did not understand what you just tried to
I
read.
didn't do it good. That's why you didn't understand it.
You mouth words.
I mouth words. All right, and then on to Jason. The only good thing about Link's Awakening is the Ballad of the Windfish. Yeah, that slaps. Not gonna lie. Zelda's got it is a bop.
It's a bop.
It is a bop. Is a bop, not a bop. It is a bop.
On a scale of not a bop to bop.
How bop is it?
How bop?
Just go full YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Is bop, is not bop? Question mark? Zach is going to hate editing this. He's just going to like, what is this chaos? I don't even know. Maybe I regret having him even do this.
This is a glimpse into how we are alone.
This is a glimpse into us alone. All right, so on to William Hohen. Now I need your address so I can send you a letter.
You skipped the most vital part of that comment.
Oh my God, I did. I'm sorry. I missed the hi.
Yeah.
He does always say hi. I do feel like a failure now.
On behalf of Neil, I'm very sorry, William. You deserve better than
You
him.
deserve better. You deserve better. He lied to you. You deserve better than him. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fucking. Oh my God, I don't even know. Is this gonna be the one that we even send? This has to be the one that we send.
I'm not doing this again.
Stop screaming in the microphone.
I'm not screaming.
Continuing on. Thanks for your replies on Zelda. And Neil, feel free to talk about Wind Waker as much as you want. I would absolutely love to talk about Wind Waker a lot. But unfortunately, we have a terrible, horrible podcast that we have to get through, as you are no doubt seeing transpire in front of your ears. As for mobile gaming, I made my point on Discord. Like on Discord? All right, okay. Kayla's pulling Discord back up.
I didn't see
I don't
anything.
know.
I'm also not Discord savvy, so put the worst person in charge of this.
I don't know about the worst person in charge of this. I probably. Oh, wait. Is that a thing? Was that a thing there?
He was responding.
Oh, it's just all right. I still haven't even got through his comment. This is horrible.
I'm sorry, William.
Oh, is this it? Is this it? Okay. Yeah, she found it. All right. Okay, Zach, I never post here, but listening to the podcast right now, and about the I can't play games on my phone comment, IDK, look at the picture. So the picture here is a Nintendo Switch with a PlayStation Vita and a phone in some sort of mobile gaming controller setup. How different my phone is versus the Switch or the Vita. Yeah, that's kind of the point that I was going with it. It was basically the same sort of thing. I mean, the technology for the game streaming isn't necessarily there right now, but it's being worked on. Side note, I upgraded my phone and now I can't use my Razer Kishi anymore because it's not compatible. Yeah, you're learning about this right here in front of my face. Yeah, so I actually contacted Razer themselves, too, and asked about the compatibility. And they said, no, you can't because it's too large. So, yeah.
Razer said your phone is too damn
Razer
big.
said, go heck yourself. That's what Razer said. Go heck yourself off a bridge.
If you want to carry around a full-size Switch all the time and not do anything on it, that's your problem.
All right, so continuing on. Neil, speaking of Stadia, why though? Yeah, no, fair point. Why though?
People don't know how angry I was when I came home and saw the Stadia controller.
It was free. I got it for the free Chromecast.
We have a Chromecast.
Yeah, but not a 4K Chromecast, and now we have 2.
He doesn't use either.
I mean, you're not wrong. Oh man, The Settlers. Brings back awful memories of the Nintendo DS Settlers game. What an awful game it was. I know nothing of this game, so if you would like to elaborate, I have no idea.
I never had a DS, so...
DS was fun times, man. It had some hits on it, and then the fact that you could still play your Game Boy Advance games on it, it's nice.
I had the Advance and then the Advance SP, and then I fell off.
You fell off?
Yeah.
Then he continues on. I love game demos. YouTube reviews and gameplay reviews are great and all, but there's nothing like playing the game for a bit to know if you'll enjoy it or not. All games should have some sort of trial versions that doesn't involve a refunding process. Thanks for the show. Yeah, absolutely 100%. I think Zach would agree on that too. I know we've talked about this before, to where we absolutely would love demos for a lot of things, just to get a taste of it to see if you'd like it. I almost wonder if the fact that they don't do it, it's first cost prohibitive. I understand that. There's development, turnaround time, stuff like that. But I also feel like they do it intentionally, because if people see the issues in the demo and stuff like that, the people won't run out and buy the game. Oh no, capitalism is in danger. And Jason, get my trophy now or wait a couple years to get my trophy, and a weird story. That was really cool. Did you listen to that story?
No.
Did you hear that story? So on the last podcast, we were talking about the developer of Celeste. They were supposed to get the trophy.
Yeah.
And they didn't, and like somebody bought it at a garage sale, basically. Yeah. That still just blows my mind.
That's such like a weird place for that to end up. I still don't...
Yeah, I want to know the story. We even talked about that. I want a documentary on the story of the Game Award.
Yeah. I definitely think that the story they got with finally getting their trophy was worth it, though, so...
Yeah. And then, finally, Jason says, Young Souls has no online multiplayer, though. Yeah, I didn't know that. I know Zach did the stream of it. I have yet to watch that stream, but yeah,
fake fan.
Fake fan. Fake fan. That's me, Fakey McFakerton from Fakesville. But yeah, that's up there in the wild for people to watch if you would like to go back and watch that stream and get a taste for it. It's unfortunate that Zach is not here to discuss it a little bit more, but I'm sure we will get him back next week to talk about that more. So outside of that, was there any sort of input that you had for anything that we just talked about?
Nope.
Excellent.
Just here.
I'm just here.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right. So in regards to like a talking point, something along those lines, I'm not really... We didn't really have anything... I don't think Zach and I had anything planned anyways. It was another fairly light week. I know he had some odds and ends that he sent to me. I'm just going to have him use those next week and hold on to them. I'll probably go through... I have I think 2 odds and ends, 3 odds and ends, something along those lines to go with. But what we're going to do is I figure because I have my wife here... We're just going to talk about, games that we can play with your significant other, or at least that we have played with our significant other. And I was thinking about it earlier, too. I think we should talk about the games that it's pretty fun or at least I thought was pretty fun. Apparently, judging by your face, it sounds like it might not have been pretty fun in some cases to play with your significant other, and others that you should probably just stay away from. Because
so if you don't want to kill
so
your
if you don't
significant
want
other,
to, if you don't want to wind up on the couch or like just screaming in anger and rage at
or
the
on
other
an
person,
episode of Snap,
on an episode of Snap, that was a turn. That was a turn that happened. Snapped. Okay, we'll go with snapped. Yeah. So yeah, let's just talk about some games, that you can play with your significant other. I think the one that kind of comes to mind immediately is It Takes Two.
Yeah.
But that can be a double-edged sword for sure. So I mean, the whole idea of It Takes Two is just, a husband and wife, their relationship's on the rocks, and they have to work together to turn back into human people and not clay doll things that are kind of creepy when you really think about it. But I mean, it's focused on teamwork. It's focused on, that communication that you have to have with that person. And being on the same page is always a great thing to help out with that. But at the same time, what?
No, you're just shaking.
Oh, my hand?
Yeah.
I always actually move my hands whenever I'm talking on the podcast even.
Oh, okay.
You never watch me do this. It would be weird, actually, if you watched me do the podcast. I think I would be uncomfortable if you just sat here and watched me record the podcast.
Sit over there.
No, don't do that ever at all. But yeah, there's definitely some points that are like hyper frustrating when it's already hard enough for you to do something on your own, let alone making sure that you accomplish a task and your partner accomplishes something.
Is this how I find out that you've gotten angry with me at It Takes Two multiple times?
I don't think I ever got mad at you directly. I think I got mad at situations.
They do have like vastly different mechanics depending on who you're playing. So there's been moments where something I had to do was way harder than you had to do and vice versa. So that could get really annoying really fast.
Yeah, and I remember one part in particular. I know I talked to Zach about this. I can't remember if it made the podcast or not. But there was a sequence in It Takes Two where time was being rewound in an exploding clock. Mm-hmm. And I remember being actively angry.
I was... you aren't so much of a rage quitter as I am. And the only reason I didn't stop playing was because I was playing with you at that moment. Because it was so annoying.
It's... because it didn't really give you much of a guide as to what it is that you were supposed to do. And that's already frustrating enough when it's just you playing a game. Yeah. And then you have to not only figure out what you're supposed to do,
but what someone else is supposed to do.
Yeah, coordinate what somebody else is supposed to do.
Yeah.
And like you'd mentioned too, like there's a difference in difficulty sometimes in what it is that you're supposed to do or accomplish. Like I know there was plenty of times where you got stuck with, it was early on, like crazy platforming segments. Mm-hmm. And then I'm just like being a doofy dumbo.
You go push the button.
I go push the button while you're like timing jumps perfectly while I'm shifting things around. And you have to not only fight what I'm doing, but fight what it is that I'm telling you to do, which does not work very well sometimes.
Yeah. Especially for me, I'm directionally challenged. If anyone has ever watched our firefights, everybody knows I don't know how to look left and right at all in any game.
Yeah, you just strike.
I just go.
You just go and you like move your whole body.
So, and you're very much so, it's to your left. It's to your left. Nope, other left.
Running to the right, staring at the ground. What are you doing? Well, I mean, since we're talking about firefight here, tiny baby plug for our firefights, I guess, because we're talking about it. But the Halo games, I had a good time playing through them with you, and it's been just as fun playing through them with Zach.
Are you cheating on me with Zach?
I was just about to say, I don't know if I would necessarily consider him a significant other. I talked to him.
Zach, this is his formal proposal.
I think I talked to him like You're the number one person that I talk to, and he's like the number two. Yes, I just said Zach is number two. Deal with it. He's just gonna be like so mad. I hope he doesn't record this tonight, because I know he was kind of having a little bit of a rough day. He's got to sit through God knows how long this recording is, and then he's just gonna hear me saying Zach's a number two.
If it means anything, Zach, he don't talk to anybody else, so.
I mean, yeah, I really don't. I'm really bad with communicating with other human beings whom I like.
Anyway.
But yeah, the Halo games are very fun to go through them. I mean, we played through, though, you and I played through in chronological order of the story and not the release order. So you and I played a little bit different than Zach and I did, and I feel like that was a disservice to you. Because
I only agreed to play because I made the big deal about how there was no story. I didn't understand the story you were trying to tell me when you would try to get me to play Halo.
I mean, to be fair, the story is not really why people play Halo.
I need a story.
You need a story.
I need to know why I have to do the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. And, like, I feel like playing in the chronological order was really bad because you start with Reach where, I mean, yeah, you can sprint. It's a superpower, basically. But you can sprint. And then the next game that you play is Halo Combat Evolved, where it's like walk at the speed of dumb, shuffling along like you have no urgency in your life.
It was pretty rough.
Yeah, it's rough going through that way.
But I mean, it was fun playing with you, though.
Yeah, the playing with, I still wish you would try a little bit with the online multiplayer, because I feel like that would open up a whole nother realm.
So that will never happen because I have very bad anxiety.
Are you afraid of being teabagged by strangers?
It would happen.
Oh yeah, it's Halo. It's kind of where it started.
No, it's the, I guess, performance anxiety where I know I'm not good at Halo and I don't need 5-year-olds telling me I suck.
That's why I mute everybody, baby. Nobody can tell you suck if you can't hear them. Nobody can tell you suck if you can't hear them.
At least when I just die with you 50 times in a minute, you can't say anything to me unless you want to sleep on the couch. So I'm safe.
The Halo games are good. The only one that you and I haven't been able to do is Halo 5. Yes. I mean, technically we can, because now we have the Series X and the 1S. Mm-hmm. So I could very well hook them up and we could do that. So, I mean, I guess that's an idea. But I think another shooter that you and I had a good time with was Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great, and we're absolutely going to be getting Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
I'm so excited for Tiny Tina's.
Yeah, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is going to be great because as well as being gamers, she is also a fan of tabletop gaming as well. And that's just like the perfect blend of those two things.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be very fun. I cannot wait for the release of that game. I wish they put a demo out, going back to our previous conversation in Fanteraction, just so I could get a bit more of a taste of what that's going to end up looking like. But yeah, it's something like that. It's fun, silly stupidness, but it's also just like something that you can do the couch co-op with.
Yes, because that's a big problem is that there's more and more games coming out that aren't couch co-op.
Yeah.
So we had this problem even for Back 4 Blood because we were both so excited for Back 4 Blood because the one thing we enjoy mindlessly is killing zombies.
Yeah.
So we thought, oh my gosh, we both liked Left 4 Dead. We're going to love this. And then it came out there was no couch co-op. And I haven't touched the game because of that. So
yeah, and that's something that I brought up whenever we spoke about that game when it released. Zach and I had talked about that. The fact that there's no couch co-op is a huge thing for me. Like the fact that it's been gotten rid of for that game.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I have my PC. We have the Xbox upstairs. We could both jump in and do like that. But I feel like something's lost.
Oh,
when
absolutely.
When you're not sitting there and able to verbally assault your significant other with just screeching and what are you doing? Oh my God. And you know, since we're kind of talking about that right now, I think one that you should maybe that can go either way depending on the bond of your marriage has got to be Overcooked.
Oh my gosh. So Overcooked, if you're with the right people, it's just fun and chaos. We have fun at first, and then our restaurant industry selves kick in, and we're like, okay, we need a game plan, we need timers, we need to get this ticket out the window, come on now. And we've even played with our other friends that have worked in restaurants, and it's just been so silent. And everybody just like calling for stuff back and forth. So if you just realize it's a game and not work, it's fun.
Yeah, it can definitely get to the point that like if you don't have that ability to communicate, it can be a bad time for everybody involved. Inevitably, what'll end up happening is you'll be communicating. That communication breaks down and ceases, and it will be silence until that timer runs out. Then controllers are thrown, and people are screaming at each other. Absolutely screaming at each other. I don't know. Maybe we're playing the game wrong, but that's how it always ends up happening in our home.
It gets really stressful really fast, especially the levels where you're like on the buses or there's something moving, and you have to toss the items at each other. Then for some reason it just becomes screeches back and forth. So that's definitely a game that you need to communicate with. Which another game that it makes me think of is Badlands, which I hate playing with you.
Oh God, yeah, you hate playing Badlands with me.
So overall with co-op, Neil is a bad person to play co-op with because he runs away. He just
don't run. I
goes.
play the game.
No. So if you haven't played Badlands, you have to essentially go at a certain speed so others don't die. But Neil would kill everybody each time because he would just race off and do the obstacles and kill everybody. So we'd have to start over because of you.
Just get good, scrub. I don't know what to tell you. Like when when you gotta go, you gotta go. What she's neglecting to mention is the screen scrolls if you've not played the game.
But it scrolls faster if you're moving fast.
One person needs to survive, and that's it. That's all that matters.
We're trying to have fun.
It's all about survival.
It's not fun.
Survival of the fittest.
It's not fun if you get to play for a second before your teammate kills you to take the glory.
Your stupid little doofy flappers that those things have. A go.
I have tiny legs in real life, so you get to see on the screen what I deal with in real life walking next to you. That could be me dying in real life.
I turn around and make sure you're okay. I always do two things. Whenever we're walking, I always turn around from time to time to make sure you're still there and I haven't outpaced you. And whenever we go to Walmart, you go to put the buggy back, I will stand outside the car and watch you put the buggy away until you're walking back and almost to the car. Then I'll get in the car just to make sure nobody snatches you.
Please snatch me. Take me out.
Oh, Jesus. So I think another one that can go either way, but more often than not goes the bad way, Mario Party.
Yeah.
Mario Party.
There are people who grew up with Mario Party.
Yes.
You.
Yeah.
And then there were people who did not. Me. So when a mini game like Pokey Pummel comes up, you've waited your whole life to beat me at that.
So to kind of set the scene so people who are unfamiliar, there's a mini game in one of the Mario parties called Pokey Pummel. the only objective is to hit the A button as fast as humanly possible, I can beat the minigame in like 4 seconds.
Yes.
I am a human turbo button. I am a human turbo button. I completely reorient the holding of the controller, and I use an entire hand to clench my whole right arm and focus all of my energy into one single point and just vibrate. Yeah. That's all I do. And people get mad. People also get mad because I like to steal stars.
You do.
If you're not playing Mario Party for blood, you're playing it wrong.
If you don't want to lose relationships or possibly your life at the end of the game.
Or possibly your life. You know what we used to have in college? You know what the rule was whenever we won? Whoever won Mario Party, they got beat with boots and shoes.
What is wrong with men in college?
What would happen is when we got to the point at the end where they do the special stars, everybody in the room would grab shoes. We would all sit there and wait until it was going to reveal who the superstar was. Whoever the superstar was, they just got beat with shoes for like 30 seconds straight. And then we all put the shoes back down and started a new run.
I propose that we do a special prelude stream with Zach and Melissa, and we bring that back for the stream.
Okay, so two things with that.
But we always let Neil win.
Two things with that. One, yes, you have seen the chaos unfold. It's been about a year and a half at this point. We played Super Mario Party with Zach and Melissa for a special prelude, which was a blasty blast. But I don't think I've even told you this. The new Mario Party, that Mario Party,
the mini games,
the All Stars one that's got like remade maps from the previous games and stuff. It has an online mode to where you can jump on and do multiplayer online. And Zach has actually suggested this before,
so that we can just all rage quit and sign out when you do some dirty thieving.
Do some dirty thieving. I'm playing the game. Playing the game. Anyways. I'll tell you what game though I've really been surprised with that's been like multiplayer. I think you already know what I'm about to say.
I'm smiling so big right now. I've been begging.
Yeah, Stardew Valley has multiplayer. And yes, she has been very much addicted to Stardew Valley for a while. I got it for
hours in Stardew Valley.
And she's been begging me to play the split screen co-op.
And you finally did it.
And I finally did it. And I'm thinking like, this is going to be some trash Animal Crossing, nonsense. It's like Animal Crossing, but
better.
I was about to say like Animal Crossing, but good. It's like that's a bad descriptor of.
Yeah, Animal Crossing's not bad.
Animal Crossing's not bad, but there's a lot of glaring issues.
Yeah, Animal Crossing's a game that you log in for 10 minutes to pick up your fossils and your weeds and then sign out because there's nothing else you can do because it's real time.
Yeah, you hit a limit.
Yeah, Stardew Valley, you just go to bed and it's the next day.
Yeah, like every minute is like 10 minutes in the game or something like that.
And there's story, but Neil doesn't talk to
No, I don't
any
care.
Of the
I don't care about any of those people. I'm there to make money.
So it's like real life.
Yeah, I'm there to make money. Get bread, bitches. That's what I do. I'm there to get bread.
Neil
get paid.
Literally jumps out as soon as it goes to the next day and he's able to move. He jumps out of bed and just
starts
runs.
Working. Just like in real life. The second I get out of bed, I just go so I can work
run
as
in
fast.
Real life.
Dude, I leave an hour early for work when it takes me 25 minutes to get there.
You are so slow moving out of bed. If I saw you move out of bed the way that you do in Stardew Valley, I would think the house is on fire.
That's fair. I'm not going to fight you there.
But, however, in Stardew Valley, you do this thing where you use our resources
to do things
without consulting, because there's shared resources when you do couch co-op. And he'll just, like, start doing things. So
you need a fence. You
don't.
need a fence for your crops.
You don't.
You're just planting plants in a field?
until you get the greenhouse, baby.
Oh, Jesus.
You missing a lot of story because you don't talk to nobody.
I don't need no story. That's the thing, is like, that's a game that I don't necessarily need the story for. There's some games I need the story. That's one of those I don't need the story for.
But you can romance the lovable alcoholic Shane.
I don't care
And
about
get his blue
romancing
chickens.
characters in a video game.
Well,
I don't care about romancing characters
see
in
if
a
I
video
ask
game.
you to be my flower dance partner again next year, buddy.
We didn't even dance. It's not even a dance.
It's a dance.
Wait, our characters stood across from each other and slowly shuffled like 3 inches towards each other. And then the mayor's like, it's done now. That's another festival. Goodbye. That's what happened. I was there. I saw it.
It was a dance. You also forget that game is made by one person.
That is like completely 100% serious. Like, I have even said to you, it's like, it is insane that game was made by one single individual.
And there's a lot to it.
Yeah, not like a designer with like 4 people that they know. Like Toby Fox, Toby Fox made Undertale, but he had like 3 or 4 other people, which is impressive enough as it is. Mm-hmm. But Stardew Valley, the graphics, the programming, the music, everything was made by one single dude. Yeah. And that's craziness. That's absolute craziness.
And he did great. And if you just stopped running away as soon as 6 a.m. comes.
I'm not running away. I'm trying to start my day. Time passes quick, man. 1 minute is 10 in that world. You got to make it count.
I think only you can make me angry playing Stardew Valley with. Who gets angry playing Stardew Valley?
Nobody. You. You get mad for no reason. Why are you mad? I'm cutting down trees. And my character, I'm exhausted by 10 o'clock.
And then use him. That's real life.
That's true. Yeah, that's real life. I'm exhausted by 10 o'clock. I get up at 9.
You're exhausted at 9.
I was going to... Yeah, it's currently approaching 10 o'clock p.m. on the day of daylight savings time, and I feel like I'm going to die. Inside and out, I'm going to die. So let's see here. What else? What other games out there? How about Mario Kart? That's one that you and I really haven't super played together. We
haven't played together much. When we did, we tried to play Mario Kart instead.
Okay, yeah, Mario Kart. As a good
party game.
As a 32-year-old man, I can no longer. It is the first and last time I tried to play Mario Kart. It's a great idea. I'm sure it's fantastic. If you are 18 to like 23.
18. Not underage drink.
Don't underage drink. We don't condone that.
We're angels here. We never did that.
Yeah, we're just angels who have never done anything.
We only follow the law here.
Only the law. Hey, 18. It's the law in other places.
This is the USA.
No, shut up. But yeah, that's a bad time. That's a bad time.
Like a group game, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
That's true.
If me and you sitting here together would just pick up Mario Kart.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said about these games that we're talking about. So, like, something like Mario Party is good in a group of 4.
Yeah.
But it especially feels different when, like, we played it with Zach and Melissa.
Yeah.
2 couples together. You get to watch that chaos unfold. You get to
see how divorces happen.
Alliances are made. I seriously go back and watch those preludes. They're good times. Now, I'm trying to think of what else here. What are you looking at?
Controller's on.
Yeah, because it's plugged in.
Oh.
It's normal.
I don't know how
this is a stream of
work.
This is a stream of consciousness. I don't think you have ever sat down here.
No.
When the computer is on, when I'm on it doing things. This whole thing is bizarre. I'm really sorry, guys. This whole thing is insanity. I don't even know how this is going to turn out. I don't know if Zach is like, you know what? Maybe this wasn't the greatest idea. And he just chucks it onto the wind.
We could go back to the first game that we ever played together.
Oh my god!
It wasn't couch though.
It wasn't couch. That's fair. And it was very limited if you did do couch.
Yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, it did have couch co-op.
It did, but me and you didn't. We did it a couple times.
Yeah.
But the most of the way that we played was.
Yeah, Fable 2.
Yeah.
Was a really good time. It was the very first game that you and I played together, and the second one was Halo Reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hated it.
Yeah, I think I did have you play multiplayer.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't the greatest
No.
greatest idea in retrospect.
No, but
Possibly.
Fable 2 will always have a special place in my heart. I mean, it's a great game anyway.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say.
But,
yeah.
like, the fact that we were able to play a game that was so far up my alley together is great.
Yeah.
Because a lot of games that I enjoy don't have that.
Yeah.
So you got to also experience the story with me and do the open world funness that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So that was nice. I don't think I got mad at you at that game either.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know, what other games have there been that you and I have played together? Or better yet, what do you think would be a good time to have a couch? What is she doing? I'm sorry this is making it into the recording. Our cat is a crazy person and is laying on her back, licking brick. Oh my god. Stop it!
Just when I thought we'd get through this whole podcast without an animal incident.
Jesus. Oh my god. Yep, and now that's recorded in Foreverland. Unless Zach cuts this out. But I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, so like what other games exist that you would have a good time with doing co-op if it had it?
If it had it.
Skyrim.
Oh my god, yes.
Skyrim. I think the general populace would want Skyrim for sure.
I couldn't play with you, but I'd love that.
Why couldn't you play with me?
You go. Yeah, it's that whole you go thing.
You go. You go now. You go far away.
Anytime I have ever watched Neil play Skyrim, he's not doing anything.
I'm going to things that look interesting and doing those.
I never see story progression. I barely see combat. It's usually you just scaling a mountain.
Yeah.
And then eventually you'll fall to your death. And
Sometimes.
That's the experience of watching you play Skyrim. I would love to play Outer Worlds with you.
Outer World. You know, I still have yet to play that.
Yeah, you didn't play that.
I still have yet to play it.
And it's Skyrim but better.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole Fallout and everything like that. I was thinking that Fallout 76 was gonna be something that we could have taken in a direction of multiplayerness.
Yeah, you hated it a lot sooner than I did.
Yeah.
I kept going back to 76. It was like an abusive relationship. I was like, it'll get better. And then
hey, guess what? Fun fact, that's all games anymore. It'll get better. That's all they are.
Me, every time I launch The Sims and they release a new pack and it's broken and it'll keep
get
going.
Better.
It'll get better. They'll put out a patch.
They promised they'd change.
It would be fun. I believe that they did it actually. It was like a Sims Online, but just like regular Sims, but you could like play together.
Yeah.
Would be interesting because you can create chaos.
Yeah.
In a simulation.
Trying to think of what else would be. Oh, you know what? One that I think we kind of glossed over was like Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Oh yeah,
Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Those are staples.
Rock Band was early in our relationship too, actually.
Yeah, Rock Band was.
Only hemorrhoids.
Only hemorrhoids. That was our
That was
band.
our band.
Name. And the best part is it was randomly generated. You could just hit a button and it would generate a band name, and that's what it got generated for us. Was Only Hemorrhoids, and that's all it was.
That was nice too because you were able to adjust the difficulty for yourself. So you didn't have to play down if someone was lower, which was nice because I feel like a lot of couch co-op even today kind of lacks that ability.
So that's something that is a big glaring point, I think, in playing games with a significant other or anybody in general, is a difference in ability. Like, I'm not saying I'm like elite number one gamer, and I'm not saying that you're bad.
I'm bad.
No, you
on certain games. I'm bad.
Yeah, but like there's some games where they have multiplayer, but one of us is just way better than the other, and we play it because we like playing games with each other. But there's always something to where it's like one person kind of has to just flub around and like wait for the other one or
to
stop dying, stuff along those lines. So I mean that's something for sure that you have to consider whenever you're playing a game with your significant other.
It would be cool if overall games that have couch co-op offered individual difficulty settings, and I think more games are starting to do that. I know there's I think it's Brain Academy for Nintendo. You can set different difficulties.
That is completely out of nowhere. What? Brain Academy?
Yeah, it's a Nintendo game.
What? How do you know about this?
I worked at a game store.
Yeah, but like, who is in there clamoring for the new Brain Academy?
Oh, it's an advertisement.
Okay.
That played on the 15 TVs that they installed. But
so because of Stockholm Syndrome and not like actual general knowledge.
Yeah, when you are surrounded by TVs going all day and you're only paid $10 an hour to do manager work, things just kind of live in your brain.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think, is there any other ones that are really coming to the forefront
that I would like or that we have done?
That we have done.
Call of Duty
Zombies,
not regular Call of Duty.
No, not regular Call of Duty. We don't
just
do that.
Zombies. Yeah, we don't do regular Call of Duty in this house.
We don't even.
But we're not going to do any now.
Yeah, I'm about to say we don't do Activision anymore.
No, we don't do Activision at all. But which was it? Cold War had zombies.
Yes,
we were so excited. We were pumped, and then we found out it wasn't couch co-op, and that was another game that we had to pass up on.
Yeah.
But
it's like, I get that games are getting to the point that, to be like, they want this graphical fidelity, they want this level of performance for games as they're coming out and for what, people want out of those games. Both the developers and the players. But at the same time, I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Ditching couch co-op is like, it's abandoning, I feel like, an essential part of gaming.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the only way you could play multiplayer was local. Mm-hmm. Whenever they had 4 controller ports on stuff like the Nintendo 64. That was revolutionary. But complete sidebar and honesty here. How many times did you have 4 people with controllers?
Oh, no.
Or one person that had 4 controllers? Let's put it that way.
Oh, no one ever had 4 controllers.
So, like, if you stayed the night at a friend's house,
you better bring your controller.
You had to pack up your own.
Yeah.
You were lucky if you had a second controller.
Yeah.
If you had 4, you were giving out full-size candy bars.
You were
Halloween.
Richie Rich.
Yeah, you were the rich neighborhood.
You didn't have friends.
You didn't have friends.
But you had money.
Yeah, you didn't have friends. You had money.
Your butler played with you.
Your butler played with you out of contractual obligation. Yeah. That's the thing. Is like couch co-op is so integral to gaming, and I feel like just ditching that is losing it. And it's something that's been on its way out, and I feel like there will come a time when it will be gone. It just like physical media and everything else in gaming, even downloading games. Eventually, someday, one day, it's all going to be stored in the cloud, and
Yeah.
it's going to be streamed to you to a tiny little stick that plugs into your TV and, you know, hooks up to your VR rig or, you know, something along those lines. But until that day finally comes, damn it, I want my split screen couch co-op.
It's so weird because we live in a society where it's so easy to be connected with people, but I feel like people now lack face-to-face connectivity. Like, I remember going to my best friend's house and being up until like 3 a.m. playing Call of Duty and Guitar Hero and stuff together because we had to be together for that. And then my brother, who's 10 years younger than me, never had a sleepover with friends because they just all jump on live and play together that way. And so they don't have any need to be in the same room together, which is just so baffling to me. Because even when I was in college, it was still very much so LAN parties. You had to have your own console. You had to be in the same room. Like the guys who lived next door to me in college, you know them.
Yeah.
They had a huge dorm room, had a living room and then a bedroom. And 2 of them would be in the living room and the other 2 would be in the bedroom. They would just be screaming at each other.
That was one of the best experiences, like with gaming. We've talked about it before on the show, but long ago, when I was in college, when I was in culinary school,
many years ago.
moons ago, many moons ago, 12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. Yeah, I almost puked when I just said that. I just got like 5 more gray hairs.
I see them.
Speaking that phrase. Yeah, thanks.
Growing in that cluster over
cluster
there.
on the side of my head. But that was one of the best experiences I ever had with gaming was LAN parties. Everybody would drag their TVs, flat screens, giant beefy units. We had a friend of ours, Devin. He had what we called the Ever Heavy TV. It was it was like a 26 or 32 inch tube TV.
Why am I not surprised?
That we would take and cart down four levels of the school down to this one room where our one other friend lived in the quad dorm that had all the room. We all collected our Xbox consoles and TVs and brought them in there. Mm-hmm. You got a mess of... It's just nothing but wires and empty cans of Mountain Dew.
And you would just go until you literally couldn't keep your eyes open.
Yeah. The amount of people who would just fall asleep in the middle of the match, just be standing there, their Spartan just slowly spinning in circles. In fact, a friend of mine... well, I say a friend of mine, like you don't know who he is. I mean, them out there, they don't know who he is. But Rob was playing Elder Scrolls 4 at one point and literally fell asleep walking in a field. And he just walked and slowly started turning. So his character was just like running in a circle and eventually was just walking up against the cliffside. And it was just like, that's what you used to do, man.
Yeah.
And that's gone now.
Do it anymore.
You don't get to do that anymore.
And I mean,
and it's sad.
It is, especially for people or couples like us, where we both enjoy gaming, and now we can't even experience a lot of it together. I mean, we've gotten lucky because of where I work and everything that we have the consoles or the equipment to be able to play together, but not every couple who has the same interest is going to go out and buy 2 consoles, going to have a computer and a console that they can play together. And then you still have to sit in separate rooms.
Yeah, and that's the worst of it. Unless you want to drag a TV up in the other room, which I remember you used to make fun of whenever Henry would come over and bring his entire TV.
Yep.
Mind you, this man would bring his TV from Kentucky. We live in Ohio, like 5 hours away from him. He would put his TV in his car with his game consoles and bring it up to us and set that stuff up in our living room. And we would play there. But at the same time, like, it hits totally different.
Yeah.
It 100% hits different.
Yeah.
You don't, like, scream upstairs. Like how you and I play as it stands. I'm down in the basement. You're up a level and a half in our living room, and it's just like we either have to talk to each other on the headset or yell upstairs, like when we play Firefight.
Yeah.
Inevitably, there's always, before we start the stream, there's some sort of glitch that I have to come upstairs. I have to take my fat ass upstairs and be like, hey, you know, what's going on? What's your issue? Get it all figured out, stuff like that. It's just different. And I feel like, if I may be so bold, I feel like you just looked at me like, what is this guy about to say? Oh my God. Her eyes just raised like, the fuck? But, yeah, I personally think that playing games with your spouse, significant other, something along those lines, is one of the best things that you can do, even if you're not, even if you hate the game that you're playing with that person. It's a way of spending time together and interacting with each other.
Yeah.
That was one thing. We kind of really did it when the pandemic first kicked off, and we even did like a little board game night for a little while, too.
Yeah, until you ruined Monopoly.
Until I didn't ruin Monopoly. I just know how to win capitalism. You get a strategy and you get that bread. That's why I'm always running out of the bed 6 a.m. in Stardew Valley. Get in that bread. Acquire the rye.
Well, if you ever let us have our gold, we can upgrade and have a kitchen, then you can actually make
I
bread.
needed a sword so I didn't die.
Those are sacrifices you have to make for our kitchen.
Personal, literal sacrifices of my own life.
In conclusion,
yeah. I mean,
bring back couch co-op.
In conclusion, bring back couch co-op. That was a nice, neat little bow that we put on the end of that. But I think at this point, it might be a good time to move along here to odds and ends.
Yes.
So we are going to do that.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right, so at this point, we're just going to shift on over to odds and ends. And, like, I only have 2 anyways. And I don't know if you have one, if you're going to use the literal advertisements that you just saw in this little in-between segment as odds and ends.
They were not advertisements. They were IGN posts, okay?
On Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, advertisements.
No, I
basically.
follow them.
They're basically
Get good.
advertisements.
Learn how Twitter works. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't tweeter.
You don't do the tweet.
I don't do the tweet. Not one singular twit. Yeah, I know I said a word that means something else.
Go ahead. Do your odd and ending.
Ending oddly.
That's what we do all the time.
So, yeah, I currently only have 2. First off, a God of War series may be coming to Amazon Prime. Apparently it is in negotiations.
Yes.
Very interesting. I would love to see Jason Momoa as Kratos.
I just don't know why we need shows for every video game now.
See, here's the thing: is if Zach was here, I feel like he would be one to agree with you on that, because it's kind of devolving into that. I mean, I've lost hope because I thought the Uncharted movie was going to be a shoe-in because it's basically Indiana Jones, but at the same time, this is what he and I butt heads on all the time, is I feel like if you were to make a movie about a game or a show about a game, you can just stick with what exists in the canon and not do weirdness with it.
But inevitably, weirdness always happens.
They take creative liberties, and I get that because it's a different medium and it's like this director's take on it. But like, do any of them, it is like a genuine question, I'm sure they do any of them like take a step back and like, hey, I'm going to pick up a copy of X to see, you know, like how it plays, what the story's like, and like how it would be? Or is it just somebody gives them the Cliff's Notes and they just kind of go ham?
Usually stuff like this, if it's for the cash grab, they'll work with the creative team of the medium that they're taking from. Mm-hmm. So you can hope that the creator of the show played through God of War. That'd be great if they did. I don't have hope that they did. They saw all these other shows from video games starting to come up. They see the hype of the Halo show, and they're like, I'm jumping on this bandwagon. And they're taking probably the biggest game that came from PS4 and doing a show now. But yeah. Are they using old God of War stuff as well, or is it just...
So I think it'll be interesting to see how they decide to go after that, because if they do stick with the current, most recent God of War that deals with the Norse mythos, they still fall back a little bit on everything that happened in the saga of the Greek pantheon of gods and goddesses. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it all kind of ties together. So I feel like you can't necessarily have one without the other. But again, you know, we get back to that point of taking creative liberties. Like, if somebody so decided to, they could be like, yeah, Kratos is in, you know, the Norse mythos, or even worse, taking one of the other ones that people have been begging and dying for, like Egyptian gods.
Yeah. Like
an Egyptian god of war would be brutal as hell.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. But if somebody else, like some other, you know, director or whatever, decides, oh, I'm going to beat the game designers to that, I feel like that might be a recipe for not good times.
Yeah.
And then we have stuff like, you know, Last of Us. We still have not seen anything from Last of Us, and it's not even supposed to come out until next year.
Didn't it get delayed?
Yeah, until next year. So now we're looking at 2023 for Last of Us.
I just have a feeling no one's going to be happy with it, because the gaming community has become so toxic.
Yeah.
That they could put out, even if it is good, God of War fans are going to hate it somehow. They're going to find something wrong with it. As soon as we get a cast list, you're going to see hate on it.
Well, I mean, that already happened with even like the game itself. When they showed in this next God of War that's coming out, they showed what Thor is going to look like. And they made Thor look like, you know, the actual Norse version of Thor and not Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
And people lost their minds about it. You know, not even just stuff like that. I was talking about it earlier today. You know, I've been playing Horizon Forbidden West, and the community got all up in an uproar because, oh my God, Aloy has a smaller butt now.
I can't jack off to Aloy.
Brr, this game, 1 out of 10, would not recommend. Like, I don't care.
Because her boobs don't flop when she's running.
Tifa in the Final Fantasy VII remake.
That
was a whole huge thing too. I don't know why it's a huge thing, but it's just, you know, people just decided this is something that we need to care about. It matters to somebody enough to complain about it. I think it's weird and bizarre. And you go ahead and have all these, you know, side excuses as to why you're upset about it. And, they're not staying true to this, that, and the other. Like, oh, this isn't the original design. Yeah, that's not what you're complaining about. You're just weirdos who are complaining about a video game character with smaller boobs.
Wet like dreams about these female characters.
Yeah, and now we're getting off in like a weird tangent.
To bring it back, opposite. If I can't have a fantasy about whoever plays Kratos, I don't want the show.
What? So I don't know why. I want to become one of them. I don't know why. When you just said that, I just for some reason imagine
it's just Jason Segel with a dad bod.
I just for some reason the first person that popped into my mind whenever you said that was Bernie Mac.
What?
Bernie Mac. I
Bernie
don't know
Mac.
why. Bernie Mac is
To star
Kratos.
as Kratos. Wait, isn't he dead?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Rip.
He is.
Rip. R.I.P.
Yes.
So nobody could cancel the show.
No Bernie Mac.
No Bernie
No
Mac.
Bernie Mac
No
Kratos.
Bernie Mac. No God of War show.
That's it.
That's it.
Cancel it.
I solved the issue.
All right. So moving on to my other end or odd, whatever it is that you would consider
To end
this.
oddly.
End oddly, odd endly. Nintendo is delaying the release of all war-related games indefinitely in response to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. This includes the Advance Wars 1 and 2 remake that's already been delayed because of just the quality of the game and everything. It was set to come out, I believe, in March here, if I'm remembering correctly, March or April, but it has actually now been delayed and delayed indefinitely. I don't know. I think this is a good move. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird. We're in a weird spot with all this stuff.
We're in a scary
time, and we aren't even near Russia.
No,
So
no.
I can only imagine other people who are closer. But like, you know, even earlier, yesterday, I went and bought a copy of Risk, the board game, because we don't own Risk. And that was the first thing that popped into my head when I went into
Yeah.
Walmart and they didn't have it. I was like, did they pull it from shelves? Because a lot of retailers are starting to do that sort
Yeah.
of stuff.
Which is understandable.
Which it's understandable, yeah. I found it eventually at Target. So, I mean, if Target had it, I guess it's not that big of a thing on the forefront of people's minds. And there's been a lot of other stories in response to. There's been companies who are, you know, delaying releases and stuff like that, or not, you know, putting games out. And like in a semi-related note, I think there's been a push too recently to suspend like all Xbox access in Russia.
I know Nintendo.
As well.
Yeah, Nintendo is suspending stuff in Russia. But then Russia also just legalized piracy again. So
yeah, it's kind of weird.
it's a
weird space.
I think it was a good move for Nintendo.
For Nintendo to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Like, the world's already heavy enough.
Yeah. Like, what happens, you know, whenever this year's Call of Duty comes out? I mean, next year they're delaying it.
Activision don't care.
I mean, yeah, they're
you
the
really
ones.
think they're going to be sensitive about how the world is?
I was about to say, I mean, I guess
They don't even
this
care
is-
about their coworkers.
Yeah, I guess this is Activision that we're talking about.
Yeah,
I guess
that's a different beast.
That's a yeah. it's
They're
a
gonna
completely
the next.
different
I
beast.
wouldn't be surprised if they changed the next Call of Duty to be Russia and Ukraine.
I mean, they already did Call of Duty Cold War, so
There we go. They were warming up.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Yeah, but outside of that, I mean, what? What happened? Oh, yeah. Because I've sat here with a pen on my forehead. I got a little dot.
Yep.
The only other thing that I can think of is one that just kind of happened the other day. The Dead Space remake. They had a stream of it. We were thinking we were going to be getting it this year. Unfortunately, no. Continuing with the trend of all the delays and all of the land forever and all of time. The Dead Space remake is going to be pushed into early 2023.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't think we necessarily even needed it this year anyways, because this is kind of like a side tangent. I feel like we're going to be doing pretty well this year for launches and releases.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good year. It's already been a good year so far. You know, Zach, I'm sure, would bring up Sifu, which, I mean, I still want to try it at some point.
Yeah.
And then we have Horizon Forbidden West, which is
Tiny Tina's.
wonderful. Tiny Tina's coming out. Who knows? Apparently, sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I still hate that I have to fucking call it that, but here we are, is coming out this year.
I will be interested to see what we find out at E3 this year. Because I feel like companies used 2020 and 2021 as a clutch to not release stuff. So I wonder what's going to come out that they're like, and it's available today. Cause
I'll tell you, they're not going to do that with massive releases.
Now that Microsoft owns so much, I could see stuff being dropped.
You think?
I do.
I mean, I get maybe like some indie sort of things or like big updates.
Hey, listen, Indie's carrying the trophies for the best stuff right now. So
They have been, for sure. The past few years have not been swell for AAA games.
No.
They really haven't. And I think that this year is the first year that's kind of felt like... I think the last year that I can name off the top of my head that was like a good year for games was like 2016, maybe. 2010 was kind of when it felt like a good year. Yeah, 2010.
12 years ago. It's
12
been
years ago.
A long 12 years.
But I'm talking like...
in Azkaban.
I'm talking like where everything's been like a banger that's come out. Like every single year has had something somewhere. But we haven't had a period of time where it's just like, yes, like every single thing pretty much coming out is great.
Yeah.
You yawning over there?
I'm tired.
You sleepy sleeper?
I have a big kid job now.
You got a big kid job now? Well, I think at this point we can probably just kind of kick that can down the road a little bit more and just do the end.
Don't litter. Don't kick cans down the road. Pick it up. Throw it away.
All my collection of empty cans.
Or hoard them all.
Or hoard them all. This was so just completely like out of the blue. I didn't have any time to really prepare for this. I just kind of like...
Me neither.
No, you neither. I kind of was like, okay, no, I can do this. I can do this. I'm a big kid. I'm a big boy. I've sat in for like 100+ of these things. I know what I'm doing.
I've listened to 100+ of these.
Oh, God. It's crazy when you think about it.
I've listened to 100+ of days of you speaking, so same thing.
Is that just... Are you just telling me that, like, I don't have anything good to say? Because, I mean, I don't. You're just... you're just confirming.
This went off the rails. This was
rails.
about a delay, and now we're talking about this.
Well, that's typically how this podcast goes anyways, so...
I nailed it then.
You nailed it. You did it. You did such a great...
Wow.
You did a good, and I'm proud of you.
Best substitute co-host.
Best substitute co-host ever. We'll get you a mug.
Thanks. I love mugs.
Well, that's up to Zach to do.
Is it in the budget?
No, it's not.
But the Quantum Studio is so grand.
Yes. But we use the budget for the studio.
Wow.
I know.
Betrayed. After all this stuff I've done.
After all this time, you still cheaping out? Yes, in fact. All right, so I think that wraps up our odds and ends, and we're gonna move on here to the plugs and get out of here and go sleepy time.
Horrible Gaming Podcast.
All right, so I think we managed to flub our way through here.
Oh my god, we stumbled through that
We
so
stumbled
hard.
through it so hard and got to the end. And at this point, we're going to do them little pluggies and self-promotions and stuff like that. And because you are the guest, madame, you get to plug things if there's anything at all you would like to plug.
I don't do anything.
Yes, you do. That's a lie.
I did Firefight with you and Zach, and that was super fun, even though you tried to kill us with hunters.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be more.
If you didn't get to watch that stream, go back and watch it. It was really funny. I know we're doing more of that.
Yeah, we're gonna do more. I do wonder at some point if we might want to consider just something else as well after this. Yeah, I don't know what that sound was. That we might want to do something other than firefight, or at least change up our firefight a little bit here. I mentioned something to Zach. He said he's good on firefight for a while, but I think maybe eventually we'll be able to jump over to something else.
I'm just here for fun.
As all gamers should be.
If only.
If only. But outside of that, I have the plugs that I normally plug, and that's going to be Firefight, and that's going to be Halo Infinite Road, but not so much Infinite anymore. It has become Finite, or Finite, as the English language speakers would say.
What?
I don't know. I was trying to make a joke, and it didn't go the proper way. Proper channels, anything like that. But yeah, Halo Infinite
funny.
Road, we are approaching the halfway mark.
Almost at the end of the road.
We're almost at the end of the road.
Oh my
and,
gosh.
we're going to have to figure out what it is that we're going to do next.
Die.
Yes, sure. Please. And as she already mentioned, we do the firefight streams, the named Here Comes the Boom, Here Comes the Lasso.
Here comes the lasso.
Boom, Here Comes the Lasso is, I guess, the official name of the stream. Kill me. Outside of that, I know I personally have slowly been trying to get something set up for possibly doing random streaming from time to time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm moving up. I got a camera. It only took me a year after building this PC, basically, but I do finally have a camera. And I'm trying to learn on my own how to set that sort of stuff up for streaming. So that might be something that I'm going to do here eventually. Or I might say that it's a thing that I'm going to do, promise it, and not do it. Just like, you remember the Terrible Talks that I swore up and down that I was going to get done last summer? Maybe we'll get one done this summer.
Like one for 2 years.
Maybe one. Who knows? But outside of that...
Until then, watch Zach stream.
Yeah, Zach
everywhere
does
he
streamings.
streams.
Yeah, and I'm going to do a little bit of plug-in for him because he's not here. Speaking of streams, last week he actually did, for the 100th episode of Prelude. Yeah, they did a live stream of the Game of Life 2, which is apparently a thing, a sequel to the Game of Life. Zach and Melissa both played that with Stella in tow.
Yes.
Zach pooped in the middle of the stream, which was a thing. I was confused because I turned the stream on when he was gone and screaming as he was running up the stairs to go do such. So that was comedy gold. And he also did another thing. I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the channel that he did it with, but he did a game mastering.
Oh, that's right.
He did a game mastering for a Star Trek game.
Yeah.
On somebody else's channel. I am a terrible human trying to plug this other guy's stream. Aether.
It would not be a horrible game podcast.
Yeah,
if it wasn't horrible.
I promise I normally more prepared. Of course, I say that all the time. But yeah, he also did that as well. And
Yes.
with his usual streaming, Sifu, and I don't think he's done Streets of Rage in a while. Maybe he'll get back into that at some point, or maybe pick up something new. But
yeah, watch his streams.
watch
Prelude.
Watch Prelude.
Watch his OMGWs.
OMGW, yeah. If I remember correctly, he just wrapped up the season, and who knows what's going to happen with that. I know he's toying around with some things.
So I guess you'll just have to subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, there you
to
go.
Keep
Look
an
at
eye
that.
out.
Yeah. Subscribe. Tell a friend, or if you hate them, tell an enemy. Either way.
And you could use this episode to send to your enemies.
Do not use this episode. If this is your first episode, imagine
I'm
if
sorry.
this is somebody's first
Oh,
episode.
no.
What if this is the one that somebody jumps in on as the first?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
They're like, what is this fucking fuck show that I'm listening to?
I'm so sorry.
It turned out just fine, I think. We ran about the normal time for an episode anyways. Did a thing. We did the stuff. But outside of that, you can find a lot of stuff here on this channel. So if you like it, do that. Like it. Subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell an enemy. Tell your friend's mom. Tell somebody, please. But we'll be here again next week. And if you guys keep watching and listening, we will continue to make these.
Even if you don't.
Even if you don't, we'll make it forever and ever until the end of time. All right? Outside of that,
Bye! I don't know why being so close to you like this is so awkward.
it's unnatural. It's what it is. Like, we lump all over each other. Yeah, I get it. But, like, it's like we're vying for the attention of something is what it is. Like, we're both getting super close, and we're close to each other, but our attention is not focused on each other.
Imagine being this close to each other, but trying to, like, do something professional. Like, doing our taxes with a professional. We're staying this close together.
Oh, my God. This is how...
Or, like, we're signing the paperwork for our house, but we're sitting this close to each other.
This is how, like, old people, like, FaceTime their grandchildren. One of them just holds a phone, and they both crowd into the frame. Oh, how you doing, honey? It's like...
I can't hear you. They put the camera up to their ear. Grandma, I don't want to see the inside of your ear.
Oh, yeah. Or, like, whenever you see people out in public, I don't know if you've ever seen this. They'll have speakerphone on, or not even speakerphone on. They'll have the phone just regular. They'll put the bottom of the phone up to their mouth to speak. So the earpiece is nowhere near the ear.
Yes.
So they speak and then put it back up to their
Like,
ear.
just
And
have
then they
it
listen.
normal.
And then they listen and then put it back down. They're essentially creating a roundabout walkie-talkie. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right.